He's been a businessman, an actor, a supervillain, and an Avenger. Let's get into the video and find out who is Wonder Man. Simon Williams is the youngest of two boys born to Sanford and Martha Williams. Simon and his brother Eric grew up having a pretty normal childhood. Their father owned Williams Manufacturing, a company that made munitions. As the boys grew older, Simon's older brother Eric drifted into crime, but Simon stayed on the straight and narrow. When their father died, Simon took over the family business when he was just 20. Between his inexperience in running a company and the rival company Stark Industries consistently outbidding them, the company quickly hit a slump and began trending towards bankruptcy. As things became more dire for the company, the straight and narrow Simon, desperate to save the family business, turned to his older brother Eric, who was doing well in the Magia crime syndicate. But Eric's bullying and intimidation tactics yielded the company no results in securing any new contracts. So Simon then resorted to what he felt was his last option to save the family business. He embezzled money from the company, planning to invest it in his brother's Magia ventures and turn a quick profit. Unfortunately for Simon, he was caught by the authorities and arrested. Simon would confess to his crimes and he blamed Tony Stark for the demise of his family business. Then as Simon was about to be sentenced, his bail was paid by a woman he had never met. That woman was Amora the Enchantress, a member of the Masters of Evil. She took him to meet Baron Zemo, who had taken an interest in Simon. Zemo knew Simon blamed Tony Stark for his misfortune, which made Simon an easy target for him to use as a pawn in his plan to destroy the Avengers. He offered Simon superhuman powers and a chance to get back at Stark by destroying the Avengers. Naturally, Simon took him up on his offer. Simon was exposed to ionic rays which gave him the superhuman powers Zemo had promised. To ensure Simon's loyalty, Zemo led him to believe he needed weekly doses of an antidote or he would die from his exposure to the ionic rays. Zemo dubbed Simon Wonder Man and was now ready to set his plan into motion. A few days later, Zemo and his Masters of Evil lured the Avengers into a battle. Wonder Man swooped in to aid the Avengers and the Masters of Evil fled. Thankful for his assistance, the Avengers took in Wonder Man and assisted him in trying to find a cure for his terminal illness, having no inclination he was working for Zemo. The Avengers treated Wonder Man with nothing but respect and concern, but knowing he had to complete his mission if he wanted to live, he did what he had to do. He led the Avengers into a Masters of Evil ambush and helped Zemo to defeat them. But after Zemo revealed he was going to kill the Avengers, Wonder Man turned on Zemo and the Masters of Evil, knowing it might cost him his life. He freed Thor, the Avengers recovered, and Zemo and his crew fled. Wonder Man collapsed moments after, seemingly dead. In hopes of one day having the technology to restore Wonder Man, Hank Pym recorded his brain patterns and stored his body, unaware that Wonder Man wasn't truly dead. His body had gone dormant as it was transforming from the effects of the ionic rays. When Simon's brother Eric found out about Simon's death, he held the Avengers responsible and vowed to get revenge. This led to Eric becoming the villain, the Grim Reaper. While Wonder Man was dormant, Ultron stole the brain patterns that Hank Pym had stored and used them to form the mind of the Vision. Vision would end up abandoning Ultron and joining the Avengers. Meanwhile, the Grim Reaper stole Simon's body and tried to get Vision to betray the Avengers and help him destroy them. After his unsuccessful attempts to destroy the Avengers, the Grim Reaper sought out Black Talon in hopes his voodoo magic could revive his brother. The Black Talon was in fact able to revive Simon, but only as a mindless zombie. The Grim Reaper then sent the mindless Wonder Man back to the Avengers to accuse Vision of stealing his mind. Upon seeing Wonder Man, the Avengers were shocked he was back from the dead. Wonder Man collapsed and the Avengers kept him at Avengers Mansion under observation. When the living laser attacked the Avengers Mansion, he used the Serpent Crown to control Wonder Man and command him to attack the Avengers. Beast was able to defeat Wonder Man, which snapped him out of the living laser's control. Wonder Man would eventually recover and become fully functional. When the Grim Reaper learned his brother had fully recovered, he broke into the Avengers Mansion, subdued the Avengers, and held a trial to determine whether Vision or Wonder Man was his true brother. The Grim Reaper would conclude that Wonder Man was indeed his true brother, and he should kill Vision, who was a mockery of Simon. Wonder Man stepped in and defeated his brother and saved Vision. The Avengers were still curious as to how Wonder Man had returned from the dead, and so was Wonder Man himself. He was studied by Tony Stark, Beast, and Hank Pym, who concluded he had never really died. His body had just gone into a dormant state while his body transformed from his ionic exposure. Simon was now a being composed of living energy rather than flesh and blood. Wonder Man would stay with the Avengers and often assist them. He was eventually granted full membership as an Avenger and over time became close friends with Beast. But when the Avengers had to reorganize and cut their numbers, Wonder Man left the team to pursue a career in acting. Wonder Man has superhuman strength, durability, reflexes, stamina, invulnerability, hearing, and sight. He can also fly, discharge ionic energy in the form of blast, and has regenerative ionic healing. Well, that's the comic's origin of Wonder Man. As always, I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to stop by the channel and check out this video. Please smash that like button and drop a comment down below. It really helps out the channel. That'll do it for this video. We'll see you again real soon, but until then, I'm gone. Peace.